Ladies and gentlemen, it's the day to behold, or at least yesterday it was. This is the Kings of Rice.
This is Ultima.
And this is MGT Cast. And, you know, surprised the hell out of me. I think it was waiting for my sister to get out of school. Actually, I don't remember what time that was. I knew it was that day, or not yesterday, or the day before. Something like that.
Yeah.
Because I sent you a text message, so that was Friday, wasn't it? Or was it Saturday?
That was Saturday.
That was yesterday. Okay. So, so yeah, the Final Fantasy VII trailer, remake trailer is officially out.
It's out. It's here.
And then complete with English voices too. That's a real kicker for the American or at least the North American fan base.
Yeah.
Or at least for the English speaking countries. We'll just put it that way. So we have the trailer, and I will now play the trailer. So check it out.
I still don't see why we brought a Shinra soldier along. No way he'd throw all that away for us. What's his name, anyway?
Cloud Strife. And he says it's former soldier. Look, heavy security like this, you want a professional.
We're paying you more than a few gil. You best be worth it.
Look, I don't care about your politics.
You're doing this for the planet, same as us.
Not interested.
Wedge. Get back here! Okay, Riku. Let's move.
PlayStation
All right, now the trailer's out of the way.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
It looks so damn gorgeous.
So yeah, I showed my brother. He said it looks like the movie does. So, I mean,
At least.
let's say at least in modesty.
Huh.
Excuse me. So, thus far, what do you think of? Because we've seen Cloud, we've seen Barrett, and with these models already. Because considering that Advent Children really set the standard for what they look like now.
Yeah.
What do you think of Jesse and Wedge?
I thought Jesse and Wedge looked good. I feel like I didn't really get a good shot of Biggs. You could see him, but I feel like he was kind of harder to see.
Yeah, because I think he appeared less in the trailer than the other two did, and Barrett's kind of overachieving with those sunglasses.
Dude.
But I was like, damn, is he really gonna wear those sunglasses?
Bro. Man, he's a man.
I'm sure that's what he thinks. But
He said, "I'm sure that's what he thinks."
So it was nice to see. Obviously what we're gonna see. The beginning, the Mako reactor missions. We saw the Guard Scorpion.
Oh yeah.
We saw the the train scene where Cloud was surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
We actually, and then also happened to see some battle footage. And your thoughts on the battle footage?
It was weird because it looked like, not weird, but I guess I'm not 100% sure what, because like it had like the attack and the magic summon, all that, but it kind of looked like there was, like it was real time. I don't know, so I'm guessing maybe it's similar to 13 in a way. Um, but I mean, it looked cool. That much I can say. I'm still not 100% sure on how they're going about it, but it definitely doesn't appear like it's going to be traditional turn-based, which is fine.
Well, I mean, yeah, because they did like clear that up to say that it's not the battle system is not going to be like the original game, and also another thing. I don't know. For me, I don't know if it's really so much like 13 that it is Kingdom Hearts, because Kingdom Hearts had the same like scheme too, except it looked cartoony. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So to me, that's kind of what it looks like. Except we saw a switch over to Barrett. So it honestly it leaves much to question on
Yeah.
on the whole thing, and and you could tell also they're using the voice, they're using a lot of the same voice, at least for Barrett and Cloud. They're using the voices from their same actors, it seems like.
Oh, yeah.
Which is gonna work really well
Yeah.
if all of those same English voice actors move ahead with the process that they did with in for Advent Children. That'll be a really stunning achievement for me at least.
Definitely.
And so surrounding this, have you heard any other news
Um,
surrounding it?
I haven't really heard any other news. Just that again, they keep saying first on PlayStation 4, so it's probably just a timed exclusive.
Yeah.
Um,
Although I wouldn't be mad if they left it an exclusive.
I mean, it is what it is. Like if it, just the fact that it's gonna be there first, I'm gonna get a PS4 just for that. Like I'm not gonna wait.
Yeah, I feel it.
So so whether it is or isn't, it's not a big deal to me, I guess. But considering the original one was also on the PC eventually,
Yeah.
I feel like it should at least be a PC port. I don't know.
And so particular news I heard recently, well actually a couple hours ago, like right before I ate dinner around 6, I was um while Sunday Night Football was on, I was looking through Twitter, just browsing Twitter like I usually
Mm-hmm.
do whenever I'm eating. I happened to see what is it? Kotaku, it might have been Game Informer also. They were talking about that like there were people hinting that this remake is going to be episodic. So I don't really know how I feel about that.
So they're gonna be releasing the game in pieces.
I mean that's what I can pull off of the word episodic. And
A
just browsing through some of the comments, I was hearing people saying that that they really dislike that that option. Like
I hope they don't do that. If I can be honest.
because some people are saying that leaves them with more room to make mistakes. Um,
Yeah.
because to me I feel the same way, not quite as strongly, but because if they do it that way, actually weirdly enough, I saw a because when games are announced and and stuff like that, Amazon always puts up puts up that the page.
Yeah.
I happened to see a Amazon page for the new remake, and it said December 30th next year. I was like, I'm like, if it's episodic, I really hope it doesn't come out that early. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know what I'm saying?
So yeah. So
At least give them a few
if
more
the
months.
placeholder date is next year, that would mean theoretically it should just be sometime next year. Because usually when it's December 30th, that's just like a intent to release it that year.
Yeah.
That seems pretty. I guess it doesn't seem. Well, I guess we don't know how long they've been working on it. But if that is the case, then I don't know. I guess it's hard because it's like technically the game in a way is already made for them for the most part.
Yeah, they're just taking the elements and then they're
Yeah.
they're basically
So-
bringing it up to a higher plane and then they're adding things to it.
Yeah, so in a way, it's not, they're not building a whole new game from the ground up. So I guess it's possible. But I don't know that I guess
Excuse me.
let's say this was under wraps for like since the end of 2014.
Yeah.
Do we think they could make a full-scale remake of Final Fantasy VII in 2 years?
Hell no.
I don't know. I don't.
No. Here's the thing. So, in an interview, this was probably a couple years after 13 came out. 13 came out in what year?
Jeez, I don't know.
Just
like 08, I don't know.
All right, we'll just say 08 just for the sake of conversation. So, let's just say if 13 came out in 08,
2009.
so 2009, a couple years after, like 2 or 3 years after that, in interviews with the developers, they say that it would take 10 times longer. It would have, like, from the ground, from scratch, it would take 10 times longer to make that game than it would make 13. So,
Okay.
what was the development? Now, seeing that you're there right now, when was it announced? 13, I mean.
Let's see. It was. Development began in 04 and it was announced in 2006.
So development began in 04. So there must have been a whole lot of scalings after that because the PS2 was still around and dominant. So basically a lot of scaling up from there. And it came out in 09.
Yeah.
So 5 years. So it would take 10 years to make.
Yeah.
Theoretically. I'm not saying 10 times. I'm not saying 5 years times 10 is fucking, is 10 years.
Now, I guess here's the thing. Granted, the internet wasn't as like. I mean, 04 it was still pretty big, but like the internet wasn't quite what it is today.
Yeah.
11 years ago. Do we think they've had this under wraps for
a lot longer?
Yeah, for longer than
I don't
maybe
see
just
why
a few
not.
months. Because if they did, then maybe.
Because
I don't know.
thinking about it logically, these guys, like, because obviously they have to think about it, like, despite how a lot of other people feel, like, I'm gonna say the other half, let's say the Dark Side of the Moon. So the Dark Side of the Moon, we're on, I guess for the sake of calling it the best Final Fantasy ever, say that, like to think that seeing its popularity, they would think that, hey, they probably have talked about it for God knows how long. Probably ever since the PS2 was out. Like when it first came out. Because didn't they do a Final Fantasy VIII
for the PS3.
for Final Fantasy VIII, the dancing.
Yeah.
So, like, they probably thought about that, like, when the PS2 came out.
Yeah.
But obviously, you need to get greenlit.
I mean,
that's a very arduous process.
Theoretically, I guess when the PS3 came out, they did the tech demo for the intro to Final Fantasy VII.
So it's totally possible they could have already been working on it.
Realistically, it's been somewhat in the works.
Yeah, there's no way they just made this and then threw it out.
Yeah. So.
Because come on, seriously, like one of your most popular titles, or if not the most popular title you have, you're not just gonna make something like that and then just throw it out.
Yeah, it's easily the most. Pretty sure there's not another Square game that even comes close. No offense to the other games, but
yeah, to the Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so So realistically, if you know if
I
they
hope it's not episodic.
I hope it's not episodic either. And if they happen to spring us with a surprise that we're gonna like, that would be lovely. Um, but with that said, I don't got any more information. Do you got any more information? You got
Uh,
anything else you want to add?
I feel like a lot. One thing I kept like seeing in comments or whatever was a lot of people felt Cloud looked too thin, but Cloud was never huge to begin with. I don't understand.
Yeah, look. I mean, look at it. I mean, look at his. If you do watch Advent Children, he did put on a little bit of weight because of the events. You realize that the guy is who he is, and like
Yeah. He's
when you
not a
calm down, some people just do it in certain ways. I mean, even though he kept himself moving, he wasn't he wasn't in combat all the time.
yeah.
So I'm sure combat uses a lot, burns a lot of calories. I'm sure he wasn't eating a lot either. So I mean, despite not being home all the time after Final Fantasy VII, the game itself, like I'm sure he ate a lot more than he did when he was on his journey. So, you know, and he grew up a little bit. So, I mean, not a little bit. He grew up a lot. So,
Yeah.
I mean, even though he was what 20 or 21 at the time.
Yeah, I believe he was 21.
So, technically, if you think about it as in terms of, I guess you could say warfare, he was a kid. So,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, so I'm sure after that, after defeating, after going through that journey, after seeing people, seeing his friend die, um, seeing a lot of people die for that matter, his family, his hometown, I'm sure he did a lot of growing up in that journey, which led him to certain conclusions like, maybe I need to eat more or something. I don't know, but um, yeah, he was dealing with a lot of shit at the beginning. So yeah, maybe this is a good spot to wrap it up.
Yeah.
So with that said, if I happen to see a lot more news, I will get back to everyone on that one.
Yeah.
And with that said, this is the Kings of Rise.
This is Ultima.
Peace out.